You know, I've been thinking a lot about Demi Lovato and this song of hers. Baby, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, I can't stop thinking and talking about this. Perez Hilton here, and if I were to go so granular on my podcast, I know my co-host, you know him too, he would cut me off. So this is a needed, intimate session with me and the world. And, I know how B-list actress Blake Lively could make things better. But first, I think the time for impartiality is over. For me personally, after having read Justin Baldoni's amended lawsuit against the Plantation Princess in full and her husband and publicist, I think it is important that I publicly condemn Taylor Swift's bestie. For me, being impartial here is now morally wrong. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. The late Desmond Tutu. And I don't know if it's irony, but it is not lost on me that if Justin Baldoni did not have the unlimited financial resources, thanks to his billionaire friend and co-founder in his company who is paying for all of his legal bills, an exclusive that I shared with you all a week ago. If it weren't for Steve Sarowitz, Baldoni would have probably already a while ago capitulated to the extortion of the Woody Allen apologist and her husband. He would have already broken, bent over, and taken it. Because historically, the oppressor wins if they are really, really rich. And she is, thanks to her husband. Also, I have been paying attention that up until now, publicly, cast and Colleen Hoover, the author of the movie that It Ends With Us is based on, Colleen and the cast have only publicly supported Blake Lively. And despite everything we now know, the cast and Colleen Hoover has remained silent and shared not a single positive word or encouragement to and about Justin Baldoni. It is scary to think how this all could have played out differently. And now, this photo of Khaleesi in her mind was an Easter egg. Yes, I'm being very Taylor Swift in my own video. I told you that I know how Blake Lively could make things better. Blake underestimated Justin Baldoni, but I think she understands who he is. If Blake appeals to the essence of who Justin Baldoni is, begs for forgiveness, and plays the following card, I think she might be able to manipulate him into settling. She needs to tell him that while she was filming their movie, and before, during pre-production, and after, that she was experiencing hardcore postpartum depression. I know. If she ran with that publicly, especially now that I told you what she could use to make things better, it will be less effective. I took her agency away. However, privately, playing that card could be very effective at tugging at Justin Baldoni's heartstrings, even after all that this woman and her husband and her publicist have done to him. He might be too good too decent and say, wow, it's true. You had given birth just a few months before production began. I hadn't even thought of that. What you did was very hurtful to me, but I now know you were in pain and struggling, and I have so much empathy for you. That would be like a nightmare for us, but I could possibly see that happening. And if she pulled that postpartum depression card, he might agree to settle out of court. And he might just say, you know what? Social media and the world saw the truth. I dumped all of my receipts. People could decide for themselves, and they ended up being on the side of justice and against the oppressor. I have won. I don't need to pursue this anymore. People, this is why I'm so good. And since I did mention Taylor Swift in this video, I want to circle back there for a moment. Answer honestly to me. Could you be friends with somebody that another person in your friend group or your family thinks is a bad person? I could, because I look in the mirror, I peek inside my brain, I think about my own life experience, and this resonates with me. I have some celebrity friends that are still my friends. And these, not that many, but this core group of celebrity friends of mine, we've been friends for a long time. They were my friends. I was a real friend, not even an acquaintance, during my OG Perez days. You know what I'm talking about. 2007, 2005, 2008, which people still love to hold over my head. I was a see you next Tuesday. But these celebrity friends of mine got to know the real me, and even though the public, a lot of them didn't like me, they did, and they continued to be my friend. Even though, more than just dislike, a lot of people thought I was a bad person. So, obviously, Taylor Swift has a different experience with Blake Lively. And just because Taylor Swift is friends with Blake Lively, that does not mean that she is a bad person or a mean girl or a bully, okay? I will die by that sword. And I also remain open to receipts. Show me facts, proof. If Taylor Swift has done horrible, horrible things that can be verified, I will report that and I will call it out. Okay? But this is a lot. Thoughts on my Blake postpartum theory, thoughts on show business in general, thoughts on Justin and what he might or might not do if she pulls that card. A lot to think about and digest. This might be one of my favorite videos that I've made about this saga. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments section. I will be replying back. And as always, thank you for your support. Stay tuned for more.